close to 50 years old. I got white hair, white beard. I'm trying to keep a very straight face, very dignified face. But inside, I'm doing a Naacho Naacho. Once the film is over and once it is out, I would really like to take a long break. My heart was twisting with pain when I saw them. They were trying so hard. If there is one sequence, if you say Komaram Bhimudo, I would really say there is no other actor on the Indian screen who can do what Tarak did in Komaram Bhimudo. There is no RRR, there is no 1,000 crore if the balance was not perfect between these two great actors.
Mr. Rajamouli, welcome on board Hungama.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
So my first question to you is that you was pretty much used to all these 1,000 figures by now. So does it surprise you when you cross it each time?
I mean, it's just 2 times, Faridoon, not a lot of times. But I mean, if you ask me how I feel about it, because now I'm close to 50 years old, I got white hair, white beard. I'm trying to keep a very straight face, very dignified face, but inside I'm doing a Naacho Naacho.
That's amazing. That's very well put. So one thing I'd like to share that the level of humility that you display is so inspiring in so many ways. Does that element of vanity never cross you with the sort of accolades that are coming all across the world, not only in terms of box office numbers, but even in terms of respect, the way people display on you? It's mind-boggling.
I mean, I'm only a human, Faridoon. Of course, the praises get to my heart sometimes, but I'm born and brought up in a very traditional middle-class family. So right from our childhood, we were taught to, behave properly, be respectful, not to just be to exuberant in your showing your emotions and all that. And also I have a family. Even if I cross a line a little bit, I'll have a rap on my head, so I better behave normally. But of course I do get a little bit carried away sometimes, but I try to be as normal as possible.
Right. So I was reading one of your interviews, and you said that when RRR was postponed after, like, it was earliest supposed to release on January 7th. So your father, the great Mr. Vijayendra Prasad, he told you that you should keep working, you should keep coming up with ideas, and that's when you came up with that entire concept for Mahesh Babu's film, that is your next film. So that element of I think workaholic element, that element of karma, does that come from your father?
I'm not at all like my father. He's a real workaholic. He works 24/7, 365 days a year. I mean, I work like him as long as I'm on the production. But once the film is over and once it is out, I would really like to take a long break to recuperate. But he's relentless. He continuously calls me, continuously badgers me, saying that, okay, you had enough of a break, come, let's go to work. But I try to, please give me some time, let me just cool down a little bit, give me a little bit time. And today morning I had to make him sit and say, please, I just need to close the book of RRR before I can actually get completely immersed into the next project. Please don't push me so hard, give me a little bit time. I had to beg him just today morning.
That's amazing. All right, and so we've had a pandemic for the last 2 years, and it's been a very difficult time for everyone within the film industry. And one of the unanimous feedbacks that has been coming in is that across the board, people from all across the country, various states, all communities, they're coming together and celebrating this film. It's giving a lot of happiness to a wide strata of people in theaters.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? How that element of happiness that you're providing to people?
of all the accolades or all the praises that I receive for RRR, not just me, my whole team, the biggest thing, the takeaway is this one, Faridoon, because see, we make a product, but the way you experience that product in a cinema is a completely different manner compared to an OTT or a television. No, you enjoy that in a collective way, in a community way. You know, you don't know who is the person sitting next to you, but for that 2.5 or 3 hours, there is an unseen connection between all the audience, and the way you experience it, it's a kind of celebration that happens. That is something only cinema can provide. Only film can provide, and yeah, unfortunately, pandemic took away that celebration from us for a period of 2.5 years. But if RRR has brought that back to the theaters, I think that would be the greatest achievement for the team RRR.
All right. So I've been reading your interviews, and you understand the practical side of the business. You understand that it's a commercial business. There are costs to be recovered, and all these things have to be taken into account, because you cannot consider it entirely in terms of the artistic element, the level of satisfaction that a poet gets after writing a poem, for example. But at the same time, for you, so it's very obvious that you're not making projects. You are reliving your dreams. As Tarak said that for Iga, you had mosquitoes, not mosquitoes, you had flies hibernating in your fridge, and you were studying them.
Yeah.
So cinema is more than merely like regular thing for you. It's like your dream passion. So when you are conceptualizing a project for a film, for example, how important is that element of intention for you in terms of when you're writing it, that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, like you were saying, it is very difficult to put commerce and art separate. No, especially in films, they are always clubbed together. But which leads which one? Is the commerce leading the art, or art leading the commerce? Makes a whole lot of difference. For me, when we are writing, when we get into the writing of the film, I take the commerce part completely away. We just sit together and keep writing, keep conceptualizing, keep dreaming about what can be done about it. Completely putting away the commerce part out of it. Now we completely make the story, which is very, very exciting for us. Once it is done, to a maximum extent, at least maybe 70-80%, then we start looking at the commerce part of it. So how much is this going to cost to make this, and how can you get back that, because the producer is going to put his money on it. So then how do you get that money back? Is there some changes that you need to do to get the money back, or can we upgrade the markets? Can we venture into new markets and get extra money from there to compensate the extra money that is needed to put this story onto the screen? So this is the kind of pattern that we follow. One overlays onto the other, but it is always the art which leads the way forward, and the commerce follows.
So you also have this mastery over VFX, which is absolutely fabulous. The VFX sequences in RRR, for example, I think they are sensational. My question to you would be that that level of seamlessness, like when Tarak's opening scene is there, and that wild dog and tiger, they just collide, and he just escapes that portion. Obviously, that is in VFX, but the seamlessness is beautiful. Even the tiger literally just bouncing at Tarak and about to just eat him up, and that element that element of seamlessness and real element that you bring to the table is absolutely brilliant. The sequence right before the interval where Tarak, along with all those animals, the way they jump, obviously I think it's a VFX, but the way it has been done and the impact it has is brilliant. How much of effort goes as far as you are concerned in terms of fine-tuning it, getting that perfect moment? What is that moment for you?
Well, like you mentioned in the question itself, it takes layers and layers of getting things right at many steps, and you have to get your things right at every step. But the point is that one thing is that we should always keep in mind that is there some emotion driving you to that point? Or are you just trying to mesmerize the audience with the shot, or is there some element of emotion that is driving it? That we should always keep in mind. If there is emotion driving it, then you have a safety net. Always you have a safety net. Second thing is, as you are mentioning VFX, one interesting thing is, like, if you go to a film and you watch that, if the photography is bad, if you say the photography is bad, then it is bad. If you say the photography is good, it is good. If the production design is bad, it is bad. If you say it is good, it is good. But when it comes to visual effects, if you say the visual effects is bad, then it is bad. If you say visual effect is good, then it is average. If you don't mention visual effects, then it is great, right? So for us, the greatest thing is like the shots that you mentioned, whether Tarak shouting at the tiger or when the animals jumping out of the truck. 99% of the people said the shot is absolutely amazing. No one mentioned the visual effects were great at that point. Just that the shot was amazing. We had such a great thrill, and that is such a big achievement for the visual effects department. I should really thank my visual effects supervisor Srinivas Mohan, because that is very hard to achieve. People mentioning the greatness of the shot but not mentioning the visual effects at all is the benchmark of achievement, and it thanks to him that we were able to achieve that.
So in my last interview, Tarak and Ramcharan, they were discussing how you made sure that synchronization of their dance steps in Naacho Naacho had to be perfect, and you made them do it again and again and again. I really would want to know from your VFX team how much time they take for you to finalize and give a go ahead. I'm sure it must be quite a task.
Yeah. I mean, see, one thing is like, for the last 30 or 40 years, you haven't seen a multi-starrer, right? And you are watching it for big multi-stars, two big stars coming together. And this is the only dance sequence that I have in the film. Of course, in titles, we have a different title sequence, but in the film, this is the only one that I have. So obviously, audience want to see something that is like really unique. Both of them are great dancers. Both of them are like top-notch dancers. But if they do the steps exactly the similar way, the step, let me tell you, the step itself is not a difficult thing to do. It is not like a very difficult step to do. And for them, it is like they can get it in like say 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. They can get this step. It's not such a difficult step. But to do exactly the same way, to exactly synchronize in way, it gives us such a pleasure for the audience to watch these two stars doing it exactly the same way. Right. So I troubled them for that purpose, not that I want to trouble them. And it really, I never mentioned to them during the shooting, but it really, my heart was twisting with pain when I saw them. They were trying so hard to get that, but I can't express that at the point of time. I have to just be like a strict wooden face and say, no, you have to get it right. But I really felt bad that I made them do that so many times.
And sir, you mentioned about the two hero part and the multi-starrer part. In a way, you brought that back in a huge way. But the idea is that there will always be these comments that who's better, like say is Tarak better? As someone was saying at the press conference the other day that Ramcharan has taken all the accolades. You as a director, how do you look at these comparisons?
that was not a right way of putting it. Sharon walking away with all the accolades. Of course, Sharon did a splendid job, and Tarak did a mind-blowing job. And as a director, I can't be more happy than the kind of output that both of them gave. But saying that one actor is better, one actor is better than the others is the way you look at it. No, if you feel for one person, then you'll in which perspective you look at it. If you look in one perspective, it might look like that one actor has been given more screen space or more elevation scenes or whatever. If you look in another way, it will look like no in a different way. I mean, for example, I can say that no, Charan has been given the more space in the climax, and because it is the last thing that you walk away with it, Charan. It feels like Charan is taking more attention than Tarak. But if I had stopped the film after Komaram Bhimudo, actually, it looked like Charan is just a bystander, and Tarak is taking away the entire screen space. As a storyteller, you shouldn't do that kind of judgment. You know, you should always look at it like how much empathy as an audience that you are feeling for the characters. If you look like story, if you just look at the story, Tarak saves Charan twice, right? Charan saves Tarak once. And there is one point of time where Charan says, like, for 15 years, I was not clear what my goal was. Tarak showed me the way with one song. No, I thought was a weapon is a physical thing, but Tarak showed me that weapon is an emotion. And no, he had shown me the way. For 15 years, I am searching for the path, and Tarak has shown me the path. So if you look at this perspective, then you'll feel like, oh, Tarak is the hero and Charan is just following him. But if you look at it in a completely different way and say, Tarak is saying, when Charan says, what can I give you? And Tarak says, please give me education, give me siksha. And it looks like, oh, Charan is the teacher and Tarak is the disciple. That is the perspective. But as a director, I think a story cannot be more well balanced than this in terms of the empathy that the audience receive towards each actor. And as a performers, one thing is that everyone knows Tarak is a phenomenal actor, and everyone knows Charan is a good actor, but they haven't seen this level of performance for him, and they was like completely blown away. Charan has did a splendid job, and everyone thought, oh my God, okay, we know Tarak is a good actor, but Charan is a revelation. We never expected him to do so well, which is like a great achievement for me as a director. I'm really, really happy about it. Hand on heart, if you ask me, like, if there is one sequence, if you say Komaram Bhimudo, you know, I would really say there is no other actor on the Indian screen who can do what Tarak did in Komaram Bhimudo. Showing pain, showing betrayal, showing subjugation to the motherland, but not even batting an eyelid at the oppressor. Not just showing all these emotions, but showing all these emotions in one shot, in one frame, showing all these emotions in one frame. That is like an epitome of acting, and I think Tarak has achieved what no one can dream of for a very, very long time. I mean, it might look like a very big statement, but as a director, when I see what Tarak did on for Komaram Bhimudo, it is like it breaks my heart with pride. You know, but at the end of it, for me, it is not just one actor taking away the accolades or one actor playing the second fiddle. I can never imagine like that. There is no RRR, there is no 1,000 crore if the balance was not perfect between these two great actors.